1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, don't worry, Grandpa. There are still 5 ripe and 15 unripe mangoes on the tree.
That's my boy.
Grandpa, it's still 1.2 kilograms of rice in the container.
My boy. And how much credit did I spend last week?
Well, you spent 5 CDs on calls, 2 megabytes on data, and you sent 5 SMSs.
We are the first network that tells you exactly what you have spent and when you spent it. Dial *545# to access your statement on MTN. We're there for you everywhere you go.
George, Charlie, I don't like the look of your face this morning.
Yeah. Charlie, but because this morning for be very chaotic, but slow.
What was going on?
The boys.
What happened?
Because the boys take my phone.
Hey. That's a combination
I'm phoneless. Been phoneless from last night till now. And so, in fact, the chaotic family today is really tight because all the messages.
Oh.
I mean, you can only reach me via maybe mail as we speak, but it's sad. And
who has done this to you?
I just don't know. The sad part is that, you know, when we used the option of finding the phone, and I could see the phone was within 3 minutes, 6 minutes, and before I know it, the phone is moving to airport and then to Circle. And when the location got to Circle, the phone is off.
No way.
So this morning, in fact, we are struggling to get back to it, but I know there's MTN. So MTN this morning after Sports Center, I'm coming straight to MTN because we have to sort out my number. This is a precious number. We got to get that back and make sure things are fine. And
MTN
have to work. MTN has got me covered. Really sorry about this news. It's very disturbing, especially for journalists like us. When you lose your phone, you know what it means. I mean,
you have lost
the kind of work that you're doing and all of that, and then someone takes the phone and is going to sell it for cheap, you know. So I'm saying, just give me my chip back, or give me and you take the body. And give me the information
on the phone. That's the most important.
I'll take the information, and he's running away. Anyway, that's the first.
You know what? Let's see if we can cheer George up.
No, you have to. Let's
do something for him. It's a Hey, fire will burn this guy. Anyway,
but let's go because despite the sadness, I know we have a fantastic chaotic family. So my worries will be chaotic. It's going to be sorted out. I'm sure about that. Yeah. But we have to celebrate. Naho.
Yesu wetu chada, doya odo amadeke mate mwachio. 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 Amaba Yesu wetu chada. Doya odo amadeke mate mwachio. Yesu wetu chade. Doya odo amadeke mate mwachio. Doya omi ba.
Yes. No. Respond. No. Charlie, I found his voice. Yeah. My God.
You know, Dr. Safoga.
Yes.
Who's from Angloga.
Okay, Angloga. Yes.
So really, he had this. Thank you for that, Baja.
Neho has done really well. And we'll be getting into the Neho story. He did well. He beat Chris Avalos. And it's a fantastic comeback, you know, at least for now. And then we can start beginning to think about how to plot the map or plot the route to ensure that he gets back on. We'll talk to Nathaniel after, but let's do the few chaotic shouts that
our first chaotic shout is to Isaac Dogbe.
Royal Storm. Yes. So this was actually the last chaotic message that came through before my phone went away. Whoever is holding the phone, may God be with you. Chaotically. So a special chaotic birthday to my husband, Dr. Johnny Ando Arthur of the University of Ghana Psychology Department. Words alone can express how grateful I am for having you in my life. Thank you for all the support, love, and care. May God bless you and grant your heart desires from your kids and myself, Mrs. Grace Ando Arthur. You know Mrs. Grace Ando Arthur, you know, next door. Societe Generale. She's in charge. So fantastic chaotic birthday to you, Dr. Johnny Ando Arthur. That's all I've got this morning.
Okay, I've got a few. Happy birthday to my greatest roommate, my soulmate, and my life partner. This is from your greatest cheerleader and fan, CEO of Lane Services, Dr. Ellen Hagan, and she says happy birthday to Mr. Gilbert Hagan. Mr. Gilbert Hagan is wishing Dr. Ellen Hagan a happy birthday.
Nice one.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Here's another one. Happy birthday to Mrs. Agnes Kwiju, and the message is God bless you, give you good life, good health and long life. And this is from your son-in-law Jerry Boache Dankwa and the family. Happy birthday to Akpene Yankson, no relation, of Wegehe. May the Lord continue to protect, direct, and guide you as you age. And that's from your lovely Auntie Ajwa. Right, okay, I think we're done.
So let's get into the Sports Center. It is brought to us by MTN.
MTN, choose your own bundle your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. Just dial *138# and enjoy bundles that don't expire.
They take my bundle go.
Charlie.
Bundle.
But you know what? All shall be replenished because you get cash for Standard Chartered Bank.
Okay.
Here for good. So say goodbye to memorizing 1,001 short codes. Experience complete one-click access to all MTN services with the My MTN app and check your airtime, data, and your mobile balance. Buy bundles with airtime or MTN Momo and monitor your data usage and calls made. Access your MTN Momo account and so much more. All with the My MTN app. Download the My MTN app from the App Store, the Google Play Store today, and get 50 megabytes of data for free. Yes, 50 meg for free, just by downloading the My MTN app. So let's fight COVID-19 while doing the things we love. We're good together everywhere you stay. Now, Standard Chartered Bank says they care about you, so they are cleaning everything that you could possibly touch when you visit them. ATMs, floors, desks, everything. All right, and they're saying, look, because of the times we're in, why not use the digital channels like the SC mobile app and the straight-to-bank platforms? You even, win amazing rewards when you transact on SC mobile. All right, so please choose those options, and also please wash your hands frequently. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizers and avoid touching your face. And remember to cough or sneeze into a tissue and dispose of it right after. Please stay safe and keep well. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good.
Let's get into the Sports Center this morning.
Right.
And he's back. The Royal Storm Dogbe, after 14 months out of boxing, has staged an impressive comeback.
Let's go.
Hunter calling for the offensive attack. Three-punch combination from Dogbe. Now corners him, sweeping right hand, and that'll end it. Isaac Dogbe's return comes with an 8th round TKO victory.
Former WBO Super Bantamweight champion Isaac Dogbe returned to winning ways after beating Chris Avalos via an 8-round stoppage. Now, Dogbe was dominant and won every round despite receiving a point deduction for a low blow in the 6th round. For Dogbe, this is the beginning of greater things to come.
First and foremost, I give the first place to the Almighty God. It's been a tough 40 months, but God has been with me every step of the way. I'm grateful, and I just want to say thank you. I want to praise the Lord, for this, for my coming back, for my comeback, and everyone that has been by my side, guiding me through these 40 months. I mean, it's been a tremendous road, but finally, we're coming back. We're still warming up. I felt great in there today.
Well, you've been working with Barry Hunter, and what improvements were you able to show this evening inside the ring?
I had to listen. I could hear his voice telling me, just take my time. I should take my time. I should relax. I shouldn't force it. I know sometimes I was more or less like a little bit tense. So once I went with the flow, everything was just flowing off the jabs, and I felt great.
Now, the former world champion went into this fight with questions over his credentials after back-to-back defeats against Mexican Emmanuel Navarrete in 2019. So how did it all happen, and what can Dogbe do with this win going forward? Nathaniel Arthur joins me on the line, and remember, he was the only Ghanaian journalist who covered Isaac Dogbe's last bout in the US, but joins me right now because he's in Ghana. How are you doing, Nathaniel Arthur, this morning?
Hey, great. We're all the Nehoic spirit. And George, before I say anything extra, let me just prophesy into your life at this moment.
Do.
May the Nehoic unction that comes with this victory return and replace your phone in doubles and in multiples by midday today.
I receive it. Hey, I receive it. I receive it. Oh my God.
Nathaniel,
the Lord will do it. There shall be a performance.
I see you receiving a present by midday, even though today is not your birthday.
Oh brother.
Receive it, brother.
I receive this one. But now let's go straight in.
Look, George. It's a great feeling. It's good to know that all of the analysis that we did pre-bout is coming through. Remember that I mentioned something about Dogbe's right. One of Dogbe's biggest strengths is his killer right, and that was what made the difference for him in this bout. People will ask the question. Why did we go in for an 8-rounder? Yes, we needed an 8-rounder because, we needed an 8 to 10-rounder because the man has been out of the ring and has been out of active action for at least 1 year. And so he needs to pace it. Remember that he's moved the weight up as well. And therefore, he needs to pace it very, very well. He dominated on the cards throughout the bout. And that is a very, very good indication that we're seeing something new about Dogbe. He looks relatively sharp, he looks relatively attack oriented, and so clearly the work that has been done by Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris over the months is showing in a way, and I'm very positive that it's going to reflect even bigger once he moves on and does more in the weight division. Right. Now the next critical question for everyone following this is, where does he go from here? How do we begin to plot the comeback, to get him back in holding world titles? Very gladly, he is working with the promotional syndicate, which is Top Rank. I mean, if you're working with Top Rank, then you surely are in good company because you are going to get the biggest platforms to fight on and you're going to get the most credible opponents to fight on. So that one is cleared. Remember that Dogbe in himself is a good brand who's been monitored very, very heavily, especially by the WBO, where he won his very first world title. He's a good brand, and television is very, very attracted to him. And remember that in these times when COVID has engulfed the whole world, television is the way to go. And therefore, he's a good brand for television. Now, he has many options, but the next thing to do is to take another warm-up bout. Now, when you're getting yourself into these kinds of big moments and big bouts, it is very important to prepare yourself very well. So he has to take one more bout. There's no need to rush. He has a lot of time ahead of him. Remember, he has age on his side as well. So he needs to take another bout, hopefully with one boxer within the top rankings of any of the sanctioning bodies. He could do that with the WBC. He could do that with the WBO, because remember that he's a previous international champion at youth level for the WBC, and he won that title here in Ghana after putting up a very impressive performance against John Neil Tabanao, and I was the ring announcer for that bout. So once he does that, it will get him into the top 15 of all of these sanctioning bodies, and then after that we can take it from there. Now the champions, for the WBC, it's Gary Russell Jr., Leo Santa Cruz for the WBA, Josh Warrington for the IBF, and Shakur Stevenson for the WBO. Now, it will take a while for him to get to the number one contender position, where it will be mandatory for him to fight the champion. Because the truth of the matter, George, is that champions are also very wary of the kind of opposition that they come up against when they are treading or when they are traveling their course. Therefore, they would want to avoid dangerous hands like Isaac Dogbe, or experienced hands like Isaac Dogbe, especially when they have to do their voluntary defenses of their titles. So it's going to take a while. However, I expect him to use the rest of the year to build himself up and establish himself in the featherweight division, get himself a very good rating, and of course he has a good team behind him. That one can be worked out very well because, it's not just about the fighting. You need your team to go to you need your team to attend all of the, the conferences and all of the conventions of all of these sanctioning bodies. They need to make a case for you because Isaac Dogbe is not the only former world champion. Isaac Dogbe is not the only good brand in boxing. There are many other young boxers who are also scrambling for those positions. So there are good options out there. He needs to take 1 or 2 more bouts, get himself very well established within the weight division, and then he can get the opportunity to fight for the main title.
Now, thank you very much. Of course, there's going to be more on the locker room. We'll have a proper one there on Friday, so you have to look forward to that. But thank you very much, and thank you very much for the prophecy. We hope it comes to pass. It will come to pass.
Amen.
Let's quickly talk about the English Premier League. We saw some games last night. Aston Villa beat Arsenal by 1-0. Bit of a surprising result there. Yes, Trezeguet beat Emiliano Martinez to get that one in there. We also know that Watford lost to Manchester City by 4-0. Really, a result that puts Watford in trouble. They need to find a way on the final day of the season. We've got 2 games to come tonight. The battle for top 4 is on. Liverpool up against Chelsea. It's a special game for Liverpool because they're going to be handed the Premier League trophy now. Jurgen Klopp says that this is going to be like Christmas.
I tried to be prepared for it, kind of. It's for me really difficult. It's quite a challenge. There's a football game, a very important football game before that, but I cannot and don't want to ignore that after that football game, whatever happens, there will be a trophy lift tomorrow night, and the boys worked so hard for it. Everybody in this club worked so hard for it, so it should be in the stadium. It should be as good as anyhow possible. I will not disturb that, for sure not. I will be in best spirits. It's one of the, on a professional basis, 100% one of the biggest, greatest days in my life, 100% to get finally our hands on this trophy. It's an important day, a very important day, but not the last.
It's time to celebrate for Liverpool, but it's time to put on the hard work for Chelsea. Chelsea need to beat Liverpool to be in the running for the top 4 finish. Here's Frank Lampard.
Sometimes when you succeed and get over the line like they have in such great fashion, that there can be a small dip, which they've had a little bit in results because they were so virtually unbeatable for a big period. I don't consider that though. I only consider the strong Liverpool that we've seen for the big parts of the season. That's the Liverpool I expect. We work the same way. We don't look too far ahead. Considering we're coming towards the end now, it's very clear what the objective is. So the pressure remains the same. There's pressure on Chelsea to try and get in the Champions League. Now we know it's top 4. That just is what it is. I'm very happy to give a guard of honour for a team that deserve it, having won the league in such style as well. But we go there with huge respect. It's, we're competitive here.
That's Frank Lampard, the Chelsea boss. We'll see what happens in that game. Big one. Before that game, there's Manchester United versus West Ham United. That's on a special one. Manchester United fans will hope to win this one so they can stay in the top 4. That's it for the JoySports Centre this morning. Kojo?
Yeah, yes. On the way.
Yeah, it should be. I've really tried to lift my voice and be in spirit. It's not easy to say.
I have a suspicion that even MTN will want to do something.
MTN, yes, MTN.
I have a sneaky suspicion.
I'm your golden son. Charlie. So thank you to MTN, thank you to Standard Chartered Bank, and thank you to the Kiarix family.
Yeah, there goes the